A major incident has once again drawn global attention to Gaza. The militant wing of Hamas, known as the Al-Qassam Brigades, has released footage showing the moments of a direct attack on Israeli Defense Forces, or IDF, inside Gaza City. The primary target was not just any vehicle, but the Merkava tank, an icon of Israel's military pride and the backbone of its ground forces. The attack took place on Friday, September 26th, and quickly spread through Al-Qassam's official Telegram channel. According to the statement, the Al-Qassam Brigades confirmed that the assault was part of a broader campaign called Operation Moses Staff. This operation has been described as an offensive strategy to pressure the Israeli military as it intensifies attacks in densely populated areas of Gaza. The weapon used in this strike was the Al-Qassam missile, a locally developed anti-tank system. Its use carried not only tactical value but also symbolic weight, demonstrating the ability of Palestinian fighters to develop tools capable of challenging Israel's advanced weaponry. The released footage portrays a dramatic scene. A Merkava tank is seen moving through the Al-Hawa neighborhood in southern Gaza City. Hidden among the ruins of collapsed buildings, an Al-Qassam fighter waits silently for the right moment. Once the target comes within range, the fighter launches the Al-Qassam missile at high speed, striking the tank directly. Within seconds, a massive explosion occurs, flames erupt, and the armored vehicle is engulfed in fire. The aftermath is chaotic. The flames continue to consume the tank, with no signs of the Israeli soldiers inside making it out alive. As of this report, there has been no official confirmation from either Hamas or the Israeli military regarding casualties. However, early reports suggest that the strike likely resulted in injuries and possible fatalities among IDF troops. This event highlights the effectiveness of Hamas tactical operations, which have long been dismissed as inadequate compared to Israel's modern military power, but are now proving capable of delivering unexpected blows. The strike on the Merkava tank has become a powerful symbol in the ongoing conflict in Gaza. The Merkava is not just a combat vehicle. It is regarded as a cornerstone of Israel's military pride. Designed with advanced technology, layered protection, and modern countermeasures, the Merkava has long been promoted as one of the strongest tanks in the world, capable of withstanding threats from multiple directions. The fact that a locally produced Palestinian missile, the Al-Qassam was able to pierce its defenses has shocked not only Israel but also international observers. Military analysts suggest that the footage sends a clear message. Palestinian resistance groups are no longer confined to traditional guerrilla tactics alone, but have also advanced their weapons technology. The Al-Qassam is reportedly engineered specifically to defeat armored vehicles, carrying a warhead capable of penetrating modern tank armor. Psychologically, this success undermines the image of invincibility that Israel has built around the Merkava. It demonstrates that even the strongest symbols of Israeli military dominance can be vulnerable when facing unconventional urban warfare. The visual impact of the footage is equally significant. The video clearly shows a state-of-the-art tank, marketed globally as indestructible, erupting into flames on the streets of Gaza. Thick black smoke fills the sky, debris scatters across the road, and the echo of the explosion reverberates in the background. These images quickly circulated on multiple social media platforms, sparking waves of reactions ranging from celebration to condemnation. For Hamas, this wasn't just a battlefield victory, it was also a victory in the realm of public perception, especially in the digital space where opinions spread rapidly. So far, the Israeli Defense Forces have remained cautious in confirming details about the incident. Official statements from Israel are limited, as acknowledging such a loss could damage troop morale and public confidence. On the other hand, Hamas has seized the moment to amplify its message, framing the strike as proof of resilience and as a rallying point for Palestinians living under siege. The incident illustrates how modern conflicts are fought not only with weapons, but also with narratives and media, where every image and video can shift public opinion. This strike was not only a demonstration of Hamas' technical capability, but also a development with far-reaching political and security consequences. For years, Israel has relied on its military superiority as a tool to maintain dominance in the conflict. The Merkava tank, in particular, has been promoted as a symbol of the IDF strength on the battlefield. Yet the destruction of one of these tanks by a locally manufactured missile highlighted a weakness in Israel's defense strategy. For analysts, the incident stands as proof that asymmetric warfare, where a non-state actor faces a heavily armed nation, can still deliver impactful results through unconventional tactics. For Palestinians, the footage was more than a battlefield success. It was viewed as a moral victory. After weeks of enduring relentless airstrikes, a suffocating blockade, and extensive military operations targeting civilian infrastructure, the sight of a burning Merkava tank offered renewed hope. Across Gaza and beyond, the video spread rapidly on social media platforms, shared with captions framing it as a heroic act of defiance. From Facebook to TikTok, the clip was replayed millions of times, becoming an emblem of resistance for many. The international response has also been significant. Countries sympathetic to the Palestinian cause highlighted the strike as evidence that overwhelming military power does not guarantee security or victory. Meanwhile, Israel's allies argued that Hamas was using the video as propaganda to strengthen its narrative globally. The debate grew louder because the footage was authentic and directly released by the Al-Qassam Brigades, making it difficult to dismiss or ignore. Major news outlets around the world picked up the story. Several highlighted that the destruction of a Merkava in a densely populated urban environment signals a major challenge for the Israeli military. In narrow streets and crowded neighborhoods like those in Gaza, even the most advanced technology loses its advantage. Tanks designed for open battlefields are vulnerable in confined spaces, and guerrilla-style tactics gain the upper hand. The strike therefore not only destroyed a machine, but also exposed the vulnerabilities of modern warfare in an urban setting. The destruction of the Merkava tank in southern Gaza has also raised serious questions about the readiness and vigilance of the Israeli military on the ground. The IDF is widely known for its advanced intelligence network, its use of drones, satellite surveillance, and high-tech communication systems. Yet, the reality on the battlefield revealed that a single tank could be ambushed at close range without warning. This points to vulnerabilities that Israel may not have fully anticipated, especially when facing fighters who exploit Gaza's dense geography and urban terrain. The Merkava has long been considered one of the most advanced tanks in the world. With multi-layered armor, state-of-the-art defense systems, and an array of weapons, it was designed to withstand even the harshest threats. But the Al-Qassam 105 missile, a locally produced weapon, proved capable of breaking through that armor. For Hamas, this was more than just a tactical victory. It was evidence that low-cost weapons could cause catastrophic damage to high-value assets. This asymmetry is what gives Hamas confidence to continue its operations despite overwhelming odds. Psychologically, the impact of the incident is profound. Domestically, Israeli citizens may begin to doubt the effectiveness of their military's protection on the battlefield. Internationally, the footage undermines Israel's carefully constructed image of invulnerability. In effect, the sight of a Merkava engulfed in flames serves not just as a battlefield moment, but as a symbolic blow to Israel's reputation of military superiority. Hamas, on the other hand, appears to understand the power of visual propaganda in modern warfare. The decision to release the footage on Telegram was strategic. It allowed them to control the narrative, showcasing the bravery of Al-Qassam fighters while emphasizing Israel's weaknesses. By framing the video with heroic language, Hamas has turned a single battlefield strike into a larger political and psychological victory. In today's conflicts, wars are not fought solely with weapons but also with information, and both fronts are equally critical in shaping outcomes. The impact of this strike is not confined to the battlefield. It is also reverberating in the halls of diplomacy. Governments across the Middle East have been quick to respond, each framing the incident according to their political stance. Pro-Palestinian states point to the destruction of the Merkava as proof that Israel cannot easily dominate Gaza despite its military advantage. They argue that the event demonstrates how modern weapons do not guarantee victory when faced with determined guerrilla tactics. By contrast, Israel's allies have expressed concern that Hamas' growing military capabilities could destabilize the region further, escalating a conflict that already threatens broader security. The global public reaction has been just as polarized. On social media platforms, the footage spread like wildfire. Many users praised the courage of Al-Qassam fighters, celebrating the strike as a major achievement. Others condemned it, warning that such attacks only fuel more bloodshed and place civilians in greater danger. Hashtags related to the incident trended worldwide, propelling the footage into international discussions and ensuring that Hamas gained significant visibility beyond Gaza. In this way, the group achieved not only a tactical victory but also an information victory, dominating conversations in digital spaces. Israel now faces a difficult dilemma. Admitting to the destruction of a Merkava risks lowering public confidence and damaging troop morale. Yet denying or downplaying the incident is equally risky, since the video evidence is widely available and impossible to disprove. This leaves the IDF in a complicated communication battle, balancing the need to maintain authority with the reality that its losses are visible to the world. Meanwhile, Hamas continues to capitalize on the moment. Through its official channels, the group has framed the strike as a milestone in Operation Moses Staff, presenting it as a major achievement against one of Israel's most prized assets. This narrative seeks to inspire Palestinians living under siege and to reinforce the image of Hamas as a resilient force capable of inflicting meaningful damage. In doing so, Hamas demonstrates that its fight extends beyond rockets and rifles. It is equally about shaping public opinion and rallying international attention to its cause. The destruction of the Merkava tank in southern Gaza marks a new chapter in an already escalating conflict. For Hamas, this was not just a military success but also a political message. The message is clear: despite overwhelming odds, they can still strike at Israel's most advanced military assets. This moment is expected to be used by Hamas as leverage, both on the battlefield and in the political arena, strengthening their position in any future negotiations or confrontations. For Israel, however, the incident represents a serious challenge. The Merkava tank has long stood as a symbol of strength, technological advancement, and national pride. Its destruction by a locally manufactured missile like the Al-Qassam 105, a weapon that costs a fraction of the tank's value, underscores the risks Israel faces in urban warfare. Military analysts warn that unless Israel adapts its strategy in Gaza's dense, urban terrain, similar incidents may occur again, with devastating consequences for troop morale and the country's global image. On the international stage, the strike reinforces the reality that the Israel-Palestine conflict is not simply about military balance, but also about resilience and determination. The footage of the Merkava engulfed in flames has become an undeniable visual record. For supporters of Palestine, it is proof of resistance. For Israel's allies, it is a troubling reminder that no military advantage is absolute. The global debate over this footage highlights how powerful visuals can shape international opinion and pressure world leaders to respond to a crisis that shows no sign of resolution. As of this report, the Israeli military has not released official details on casualties from the incident. However, multiple observers believe the attack inflicted significant losses. Hamas, in contrast, continues to celebrate the strike, amplifying its impact through official channels to boost morale among its fighters and supporters. The event illustrates that in Gaza, victory is not determined solely by superior technology but also by the ability to exploit vulnerabilities and to wage war both on the battlefield and in the arena of public perception.